This is how I do it, guys. When the fish is almost done, I add a couple of eggs in here and finish them off, and then it makes a high protein breakfast. Catfish, egg, breakfast, all protein. Should get me through the entire day. Okay guys, so Monday morning, and I have been sitting here on the hook long enough, charging my phone, running my depth sounder, running little LED lights and stuff, and not using the boat for a few days or moving it around. I ran the batteries down. I need to get some kind of solar, put on top for a maintenance for the batteries. So I'm gonna turn the phone around. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm pretty sure that it's not gonna start because the batteries are dead. Clickety click, nothing. I will try just for shoots and giggles. Nope, not enough. But check this out. I've got an option. Watch this, guys. Did this last night. Hey, Bagel. Oh, maybe I didn't turn the key on. Hold on a second. Always got to turn the key on, guys. It's not going to work without the key on. Oh. All right. That's one benefit of having a fairly low horsepower outboard on the back of your boat. I think a 20 horse is the biggest that still has the pull start, and they took that away from folks with I know Yamahas for sure, even down to the T8s. They're only electric start at some point, but this one's got both, obviously, and man, you can see where it comes in handy. Now we're charging the batteries, so we're gonna go take off around the bay for a little bit and just go do some exploring and charge the batteries, and then I'm gonna go anchor off the Three Sisters Springs, and we're gonna launch the kayak like I told you a couple of videos ago, and we're gonna see how close we can get into the Manatee area with the kayaks without Karen stopping us. Stay tuned. Ooh, it is shallow right here. Holy cow. See that, guys? 1.7. So now here is what I call the back of the bay. That houseboat right there was the Pirate and the Princess's neighbor, for a long time. And they were kind of over there. And I've parked back there before, but I'm starting to find places I mean, that's one of them I use. I like to move around a little bit, but I've found a couple other spots to park, anchor, I should say. And yeah, and this is I'm coming into a channel between that spit to the right, to the starboard, and the Buzzard Island to the port that only has a very narrow channel going through, but I know it now. It's kind of interesting, I'm sure this happens to a lot of boaters, is you spend some time in an area and you just start to get to know it. You get to feel like there's a part of your subconscious or your brain that kind of notes where everything is, where the depth is, and where the rocks are and stuff like that. And I'm sure I haven't completely mapped it out in my head yet, this entire bay, but I know how I can make a loop without hitting bottom unless the tide is really out, which a couple days ago it was. I probably couldn't even have done the circle you're going to see me do today. So let's just keep looking around. Came up to 1.8. So I know I draft less than 1.8 because I didn't touch bottom. Okay, so we got Wavey's ears flapping in the wind. She's practicing her flying because I'm teaching her how to fly since I can't afford a drone. You'll see. Excuse me. Okay, so now we are basically, that is over there, that is Buzzard Island. I'm not sure what this island is up here, but this is where they also block it off for the manatees, and on the other side, which we'll see in a minute, is where they do the little tours, like the Manatee tour folks bring their boats and let the tourists look at them and stuff, and we'll stop in there. Maybe we'll see some. I've got lots of footage to share with you guys for manatees in this video. I've been kind of saving up. Okay guys, maybe I'll try to put some map stuff in this video to kind of show you guys, give you some reference. Oh, this is okay. Well, you can see this is like the sanctuary. There's the folks back there looking at all the manatees. Now, if you go down this channel right here, it starts to get really thin and shallow, and that's where I keep my scooter at the Pirate and the Princess's friend's house, Ron. But if I want to kayak the least amount of distance, I go up around this corner right here and I anchor, and then I can, paddle for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and I can get to my scooter. But I've done the entire length of the bay several times with the kayak, and it's not a big deal. 20 minutes, maybe a half an hour depending on the wind. It's good exercise. But it kind of gives you an idea, it's not a really big place. It's a special place, but it's not really that big. Every time I kayak by this place and there's people out there eating food, they always point at Wavey and look at that dog on the kayak, is she so cute? I get that all the time, guys. I got a cute dog, I can't help it. Of course, they could care less what's on the other end of the leash, especially when cute girls come up. It's happened. I was just visiting my friend in Titusville, and we were sitting out at this little brew pub, and these beautiful, beautiful young girls were coming up and just loving all over Wavey, and I don't think they ever looked at me once. So humbling. My days of wooing girls are done. I think I need to just find a good woman my age. Even that's hard to do anymore. But anyways, enough of my woes. Continuing on. So in front of us is another one of these little, thin channels. It's the shallowest one that I know of here. I honestly don't know if I can get through here. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see what happens. That's Parker Island to the starboard side, right side for non-boaters, and then that's Buzzard, the tip of Buzzard Island on the port side. But you can see, it's just coming up and really shallow, really quick. I might have to just over up a little bit. Let's just see what happens. See if we get through. I can always back off if I need to. So far, we're still floating. Kind of hard to believe. Looks like it's a little bit deeper over to the left. Just keep trying to stay in this channel right here. I don't even know if there is a channel. But I'm getting through so far. I have the motor kind of tilted up. You see that? So the propeller's just barely in the water. Probably right on par with the draft of the hull. And I think I'm getting through, guys. Okay, guys. We got through. I bet I only had a couple inches to spare, but we made it. In front of us is another one of the, I guess you could call it a mooring field. It's got a lot of consistent depth, so you'll see that there's sailboats in here, and that's usually a sign of, wherever the sailboats go, unless, they have a retractable keel or something. But a sailboat usually, a conventional sailboat with a keel drafts at least 3 feet is my guess. I'm not a sailor, correct me if you're a sailor and you're in the, you're watching, put in the comment section, what's the average draft for the average sailboat? I know there's lots of different types of hull designs and stuff, but let's just call a conventional one that would go offshore a little bit and so forth. It's talking at least 3 feet, some of them up to 6 feet, which I never would have. I couldn't even imagine trying to navigate into different places with 6 feet of draft underneath me, but besides the point. But yeah, so this is a mooring field. This is probably the most populated one, and I haven't stayed here yet. There's been no reason to, it's kind of crowded and stuff, but I certainly could easily just kind of find a spot in here, and people have mooring balls, and this boat, we went by this boat before, and I think it might be for sale. Neat looking boat, but again, I don't know much about sailboats, so. Okay guys, carrying on, we have the tour of Kings Bay, Crystsl River. So there is a rumor that that house right there used to belong to John Travolta. Now, I've had a couple people tell me that. I don't know if it's true or not, it just could be a rumor, but I'm sure he's got several homes, but it is probably the nicest, most fanciest home on the bay here that I've seen anyways, so who knows, you know, but it's rumored to be John Travolta's former Crystsl River residence. Say that 5 times fast. Alright, so around this corner is the entrance to Three Sisters Springs. And there's always a lot of kayaks going in and out of there, tours and stuff, so I got to start being careful, but I'm going to go drop anchor in a good spot, and then we'll launch the kayak and go see what we can find. Alright, so I dropped the anchor. I'm going to let the boat settle here. Just, you know, I always like to hang out for a few minutes and just make sure that the anchor, you know, grabbed on something, but I think it's going to be fine. And then we will take off in the kayak and go under that bridge there and see how far up into Three Sisters we can get. Okay, let's go see how close we can get to the Three Sisters Springs. This guy has got a drone going. I don't know if you can see that. He's up there on the bridge right there, running it. I know, right? She does. She sees them too. Let's keep going up this channel here, guys, and see how far we can go.
See them? Right
Yep,
there?
yep. Alright, now we seem to be getting up where about as far as you can go here. Well, this was really fun, guys. I'm glad that I launched the kayak and came up here. I didn't know how far this channel goes up. It goes all the way to the main drag up here. And I have walked by there before on the trail, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together as to, you know, where it was. And there is a sign there that says you can't, you know, load and unload your kayak there. I'm sure lots of people try and want to because the liquor store's right across the trail. Too convenient. But this is really cool, guys. I didn't know much about manatees. I didn't know anything about manatees till I came here, honestly. But they're neat. Man, they swim right under your boat. They're really friendly. They kind of have this docile vibe to them, you know. They're like dolphins where they want to know people and they just seem really intelligent and calm, and there's people up here swimming with them and touching them, and they're just rolling over to be petted and have their stomach scratched and stuff. They're really just very interesting creatures. There's just no doubt about it. And I'm usually pretty benign about this kind of stuff. Like if you can't catch it and eat it, I'm not really that interested, you know, but it's cool. If you get a chance, come here and check out the manatees. I know they're in other places too, but it seems like they're really around this Crystsl River area, so. Okay, guys, let's paddle back to the boat and go find another adventure. Stay tuned. You see that, guys? Aren't they awesome? Wavey, would you move?
The mom and calf. Hello.
Yeah, I saw that no wig sign.
Coming right at you.
Wavey's been going nuts. She does not know what to think. Well, that was fun. We got to see the three sisters, sort of. You know, we saw where I got kicked out there on land. And man, those manatees, they just shoot in and out, and some of them are fast. They're like little torpedoes or big torpedoes, just kind of going right underneath you. And they always seem to. There was one guy back here on a kayak, and one surfaced, I think, to scratch its back on the bottom of his kayak. It almost tipped him over. I didn't have my phone ready to go. It's kind of something you have to luck out and catch, but it'll happen occasionally. But you just fall in the water and get back in your kayak. They're not going to eat you. I guess, I don't know, if they have babies, sometimes they can get hostile, I guess, with their tails, but that's what I hear. I haven't seen it yet, but let's go to town, guys. Oh, did I kill the battery already? Maybe this one. Ooh. All right. Got to keep those batteries charged. Wavey and I are headed into town to find her some dog food. Not treats, but actual dry dog food. Good stuff. You know, this is an ongoing kind of mystery research project dilemma for me to find what is the best dog food for Wavey, because I've gotten so many opinions. Some folks, you know, that I value all of their opinions. Some folks have told me the cheap stuff, you know, kibbles and bits. Some people, you know, only the very best will do. There's no such thing as commercial, you know, commercial brand good dog food. You got to make your own. I mean, and everything in between. And I usually just kind of settle in on Taste of the Wild or Science Diet or something like that. Because, you know, it costs more, so it must be better, right? But if you have any opinions, I know there are folks here on my channel who are dog people, and you probably know a lot about dogs. Have you got an opinion on this? What do you recommend for a good quality dry dog food? Alrighty guys, well, took Wavey for a couple mile walk. I think I've been walking so much since we've been here that I'm walking a whole lot more than if I was back home in the snow, let's put it that way. I'll bet you we've walked an average of maybe 3 miles a day, and there's been a couple days that have been more like 6 or 7, but it feels great. It just feels like you know, the exercise that we all need, right? And the beagle too. So last night I found this little bat spot right in this corner. I'm going to show you in a second. I made a short about it, and I kayaked over from the boat and took a bath last night, but now I'm walking to it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this gravel path here they call it the river walk, and I think it's still kind of a work in progress, but right here in the corner down here is this nice little bath spot, and I'm going to take a bath before I head back over to the boat. Wavey always helps dry me off. I don't know what she gets from it. Salt from my skin maybe, or she's always, every time I take a bath outside especially, she jumps on me and starts licking me. And then you're trying to trip me. Little pro tip for you guys. So in the evening, if you're make yourself a little drink, like my good friend Amy got me a bottle of Sexton whiskey, and I got some sparkling water, and I don't like drinking sodas normally, so I just get these little ones and I just give it a little splash to give it some taste, you know, something sweet. Then this old pickle jar, you put the lid on, and you mix it up, shaken, not stirred. Comes out really good. Well, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that. There is a few other channels that I'm aware of that are small channels that are mostly shanty boat oriented. I'm going to list them right here. And also in the description below, there's going to be some links to their channels. You know, people helped me when I was a really small channel. You know, when I was first starting, Wayne Diaries / Wayne's World back in the day, you know, was the one that told his viewers to follow my trip down the waterways, you know, like going on 6 years ago, which is what started my channel. So I want to do the same for other folks, and the only way to do it is just bring them to your attention. So go check them out, see if you like them, subscribe to them if you do, and with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.